So let's take a moment now to just kind of check in. Make sure you've got everything that you need. If you need some water, I have some water next to me. If you choose to use some weights today, I'm using 3 pound weights. You can use something less or a little bit more. I don't really recommend for this class in particular much more than 5 pounds. Um, and you don't have to use weights. You can use something heavy of equal weight or nothing at all. Okay. So now, once you have everything that you need, take a moment to check in with yourself. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes and just begin to notice what's happening right now in your body, in your mind. And by what's happening, that's kind of a broad question. So, what do you sense? What do you notice? What are you aware of? Do you feel warm? Do you feel cold? Do you feel present? Do you feel distracted? Noticing your breath and just allow your breath to flow in and out in its natural rhythm. So don't do anything to change it just yet. But begin to notice, do you have a tendency to hold your breath? Is your inhale longer than your exhale, or is your exhale longer than your inhale? Or do they feel about the same? And your eyes can be open or closed, just whatever feels more stable to you, what helps you feel more grounded. I invite you on your next inhale to give everything a good tense and squeeze. So just grip your hands into fists, lift up your shoulders, squeeze everything in your face. Breathe out through the mouth for this first one and just kind of sigh that tension away. Give everything a shake. And then do that again when you're ready. Inhale, tense and squeeze. And on your exhale, release. Shake it all out again. Wiggle the fingers, circle the shoulders. This time in and out through the nose if you can. So inhaling, tensing, squeezing, tightening, anything that you can. Breathe out through the nose and squeeze all of that breath out and begin to notice how you can connect maybe a little bit more to your core. Now just allow your body to remain still and relaxed. You can allow the backs of your hands to rest on your lap if that feels comfortable. And continue now to breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through your nose. And just imagine that as you inhale, you're breathing into a balloon. So the balloon gets bigger, wider, begins to expand in all directions. And as you breathe out through your nose, you're squeezing all of the air out of that balloon. And at the end, have you released all of that air? Can you squeeze a little bit more? And do that a couple more times, inhaling deeply, breathing in to the top of your breath. And when you're ready to exhale, you don't need to wait on me. Exhale all that breath out of your nose. Squeeze it all out like you're wringing out a sponge. Next time you breathe in, maybe you can get a little taller. Maybe your shoulders can soften away from your ears a little bit more. And as you breathe out through your nose again, bring your awareness to your center, to your core, right here. It's not just the belly, it's the waist, it's the back, it's below and above. And one more time, inhaling deeply through the nose. If you can, exhale completely. Good. And now just allow your breath to find its natural rhythm as you begin to circle your shoulders. You can circle one shoulder, or you can circle both shoulders. Just kind of getting some movement going in the upper body now. And just continue here, rolling and stirring, lifting and lowering. And then when that feels settled, bring the palms of your hands to the top of your legs. On your inhale, just let your eyes and heart look upward. So we're just getting everything warmed up now. And as you exhale, I'm just dropping the chin down, looking downward. And if there's a part of your spine that wants to follow as you inhale and your eyes look up, just allow whatever wants to follow to follow. And then as you exhale through the nose, looking down, inhaling, connecting your breath to your movement. Exhaling, connecting to your core as you breathe out and look down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Now find what feels like neutral to you. Keeping the eyes just straight ahead on the horizon. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just lean back a little bit. And you might run right into your seat, and that's okay. If so, you can kind of just press back there. Just trying to access the muscles of the core. And then sit back up, maybe hinge forward if that is an option for you. So this is our range, just leaning back, not looking up or down, finding sort of that neutral position of the spine, and then hinging forward, only hinging as forward as is available to you. And you notice I have my hands on my legs. You can also have your hands on your legs for support. If you'd like a little more challenge, maybe cross one arm over your chest. Maybe cross both arms over the chest if that's an option. Good. Just moving slowly, finding what is your range. And it's okay if it's just right here, maybe only leaning back or maybe only leaning forward. Okay. Maybe one more each direction. Return to center. You can allow your arms to rest down by your sides. If you need extra support, always hold on to your chair. And then reach towards the ground. Maybe just let the fingertips drip down towards the floor and come back to center. And then over to the other side. So again, you're just moving within your available range. Maybe just reaching to one side, not to both sides. Good. So just moving slowly still, waking up other areas of the core, the waist, activating this deeper inner core line connected to the spine. Good. All right. Come back to center. Let's take fingertips to the shoulders and circle either one elbow or both elbows. Again, just looking for that pain-free range of motion. For each of us, it's going to be a little different. And it also does not have to be a perfect circle. So maybe it's more like a box or a square. And then go the other way. All right. So let's move into a little bit of rotator cuff awareness. So maybe palms facing upward if that's an option, and open your hands out to the side and then back to center. We're kind of staying on this very level plane. So it's like you're holding a tray or one tray in each hand. And if you lift the hand up, it's going to spill. If you drop the hand down, it's going to spill. So finding that very mid-range. And then rotate the palms inward and spread out the fingers here if you can. Good. And this just warms up all those little muscles that wrap around the shoulder joint. We call it sometimes the rotator cuff. Good. All right. So we're going to speed things up a little bit now. Start to increase our heart rate. So this can be a jog, a run, a walk. You can ski, right? So anything that gets upper body moving. If it's available to you to add in a march, you can also add that in as well. Okay. So we're just trying to go just a little bit faster, exerting a little more energy. And we've got a ways to go, so we don't need to give it our fullest 100% just yet. We've got 15 more seconds. So throughout these exercises, there'll be times to rest, but if you need to rest anytime, please do rest. You don't have to wait on me to give you permission for that. All right, so now let's punch to the front. And this isn't a speed punch, it's more really looking again for that comfortable range of motion. Each side might be very different. Maybe one side is available. Okay, so just finding the motion, the range, the speed that feels good for you. And I'm just going to keep demonstrating options. All right, now let's come back to our run. So 30 seconds of running, walking, skiing, just full body movement here. You might notice as you start to use more body parts and you start to move a little bit faster, your heart rate might begin to speed up a little bit, but you should still be able to talk easily. Talk to your friend, talk to your neighbor, talk to your dog or your cat. All right, now let's toss some balls. So it's like you have one ball, perhaps in each hand. Maybe we're juggling. Okay. And now these balls, they can be tennis balls, they can be bowling balls. I have all kinds of balls around my space of various weights and sizes. So use your imagination. Imagine what would happen if it was a really heavy ball. What would it be like to toss that up in the air? Or some really light balls like ping pong balls, right? So the motion will be a little different depending on how heavy, how big your ball might be. And again, just encouraging your whole body to move, shifting side to side, because we know when we toss a ball up in the air, you don't really know where it's going to come down. So you got to be ready to catch. Good. We've got 5 more seconds to go. All right, now we're going to go for a little run. So maybe we want to speed it up just a little bit. Again, we're not going for 100%. I'm just getting the blood flowing. This can be skiing again. So skiing might be something like this. 6 more seconds, almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, now let's climb a rope. Remember this? You climbed any ropes during our break? It's always a good thing to remember to do. And again, you're only reaching as high as it feels comfortable for your shoulders. So maybe you're climbing a rope right here, right? We don't have to reach high. We can if it feels right. Good. All right, now we're going to come back to our punching. Again, just finding that range, working through the elbow. There might be a little bit of twisting happening here in the torso and in the shoulders. If that doesn't feel good to you, then punch both hands or one hand only. Okay. So you could always do both at the same time. That takes that extra rotation out. Good. 5 more seconds. Last one. All right. Now we're going to walk or run or jog or ski. We're almost done with this little warm-up portion. You can go as fast or as slow as you want to. We've got about 5 more seconds to go. All right, now let's row the boat. We have some options here for rowing boats. You can go across, which puts in, again, that bit of a twist. You can row both hands at the same time. One hand. Okay. You can really lean into it. So we were practicing earlier, leaning forward, leaning back. You can add that in to rowing your boat. Okay. That might slow you down a little bit, but that's okay. It's going to bring you into your core, work on that stability and balance. All right. So we're going to take this just a little bit longer, about 20 more seconds. Rowing your boat your way. We've got about 10 more seconds to go. All right. Well done. So we have a quick transition. Maybe have a sip of water. Check in with your level of perceived exertion. Remember, we talked about that. As you might notice, your heart is beating a little bit faster than it was when we started, but you should be able to still talk pretty comfortably. You might feel a little bit warmer. So taking the weights, preparing now in our ready position. So our ready position, the elbows are down and bent, palms are facing up. Coming back to our rotator cuff exercise. Again, you always have the option to do one side only. Okay. You can alternate sides. We're not going for speed so much here. So now we're moving into creating some strength, our muscles and our bones. So same movement, but turn your palms to face in. Noticing your breath. Sometimes we start to hold our breath as we get into it. So just check in. Last one. All right. Keep those elbows bent. Lift one elbow and lower, or both elbows and lower. So this gets our lateral deltoids, top of the shoulder. Good. Now you can alternate. You can lift and lower both. You can do one side only. And each of these exercises are about a minute long. So we are halfway through 30 seconds. So if it's been a little while, really check in with your body. You don't have to go 100% right away and all throughout on your first day. Every time we come back, we get a little bit stronger. Good. Got 10 more seconds. All right. Arms straight now. Lift and lower one arm or both arms up and down in front of you. The arm is relatively straight. There can be a bit of a bend in that elbow, but it is not fully bent. I'm just going to keep demonstrating so you can remember your options, but remember you're not trying to do what I do, right? You can always close your eyes if that doesn't make you feel ungrounded. All right, 15 more seconds. You've got this. We are almost there. Last one. Well done. Now we have bicep curls. So arms are down by your sides. Lift and lower the hands. Palms will face up and then they will face in. So up and then in. Good. We are halfway there. Y'all are looking good. Looks like you've been practicing. Got about 20 more seconds to go. 5 more seconds. Last one. All right, now we have triceps. We have many options for triceps. I'm going to show you the ones that I know. So lifting and lowering above you, one arm or both, hinging a little bit forward, one arm or both, bending and straightening, kicking that hand behind you. Okay. We also have ways that we can isolate the triceps by pressing the elbows back into your seat or by lifting yourself out of your seat, pressing down, feeling how strong those arms get. Okay. So we're about halfway through, picking what works best for you. And you can even mix it up. So maybe do a few one way and then try another way. All right, about 3 more seconds. Last one. Okay. Quick rest, little reset, and then we'll begin round 2. So beginning with our rotator cuff when you're ready, find your ready position and then open and close. All of these can be done without weights. And that's a nice way to practice. Maybe you're somewhere throughout your day and you kind of feel like moving, but you don't know where your weights are or they're somewhere far away. You can go through all of these movements. Good. All right, we're halfway there. Maybe turn the palms to face in, open and close. And the benefit of practicing in between is, you're really training your nervous system. So you'll come back and your body will remember. We call that muscle memory sometimes. Movements become smoother and easier. Good. 3 more seconds. Now we have lateral deltoids. So elbows are bent. Lift and lower one arm or both arms out to the side. And here you don't want to lift any higher than your shoulder. Okay. So it can be lower. Maybe it's just a little bit away from the shoulder. That's okay. I mean, from the body, but not as high as the shoulder. We're halfway there. Now for more challenge, the arms can be straight here. And then it gets a little bit heavier with a straight arm. And just because you do a few this way doesn't mean you're committed the entire time. You can always bend the elbows again and come back to our first way. Good. Option 1 or option 2. Great. All right, now we have anterior deltoid. So a straight arm, lift and lower in front of your body. One arm or both. All right, we are halfway there. Ten more seconds. Last one. All right, now we have bicep curls. I'm going to give you another option. So if we don't rotate the palm up and just keep the palm facing in, then you'll be doing a hammer curl. So just a little different option. Again, one arm at a time, one arm only, both arms at the same time. You can rest anytime you need to rest. Just jump in when you're ready to jump in. Almost there. 10 more seconds. Last one. All right, so triceps. Pick the triceps exercise that works best for you today. You can lift and lower above the head, extend behind you, push yourself up out of your seat, or press your elbows back into your seat. Good. We got 30 more seconds to go. You're halfway there. Good. 5 more seconds. Last one. Excellent. Okay, quick rest. We'll have one more round with our weights, so don't let them go yet unless you want to do the third round without them. All right, find your ready position. When you are ready, palms face up. Here's our rotator cuff. From time to time, check in, make sure you're not holding your breath. And also notice, if your mind starts to wander. That can happen when we're doing something repetitive. You might be thinking about something else. Turn your palms to face in. And if you are, that's okay. It's totally normal. Just bring yourself back to your body. Become aware of what you're sensing. Become aware of your breath. Two and one. And we have lateral deltoids. 30 more seconds. You can increase the challenge or decrease the challenge, depending on how you're feeling. And more seconds. Last one. All right, now we have anterior deltoids, lift and lower in front of the body. We're not trying to get any higher than the shoulder. They can stay lower than the shoulder. You can always replace one exercise for another. So if there's one that just isn't working out for you, do something different. All right, we're halfway there. You might start to notice a little more fatigue, or sometimes we feel stronger in that third round. 10 more seconds. Last one. All right, back to biceps. So if you would like, you can mix it up. So maybe one traditional bicep curl and then one hammer curl. One traditional and one hammer curl. Or pick what works best for you, what you enjoy the most. We are halfway there. Doing great. 10 more seconds. Last one. All right, our final round of triceps. So pick the one that you enjoy. We may not always enjoy exercising or lifting weights, but we do have a choice about the exercises that we choose, maybe our attitude about them. I was reading something really interesting that curiosity increases your dopamine levels in your brain, neurotransmitter that helps us feel happy, joyful. We're halfway there. Look at that. Keep on going. So, the more curious you can be about your exercise, the happier perhaps you'll be about it. 10 more seconds. Last one. Good. All right, we are done with these. You can put them down. We have just about 10 seconds for a reset. You can shake it out, have a sip of water, and then we'll be moving into our high intensity interval. So, what that means is when you're ready to go, we're going to start running, coming back to your choice of running. So, walking, marching, skiing. Okay. So, just keep on moving. We're going to keep going and increase the intensity by going faster or maybe by leaning back, challenging our balance and our core. Some way to increase the intensity for another 15 seconds. So keep on going. Our highest level of exertion for 6 more seconds. And then rest excuse me, so for 20 seconds, we're going to rest. And just during that time, you can shake it out. You can have a sip of water. If you'd like to keep moving, you have that option. I encourage you just to take it down to a lower intensity. Okay. All right. So our next exercise is a crisscross and a pull. Cross in front of the body and pull. Crisscross, pull. Crisscross, pull. Oh, look who it is, y'all. No, this is my water. So this cat is still around. We have somewhat claimed him. He has somewhat claimed us. Sometimes we call him Mickey. Sometimes we call him Hoover. We've got, let's see, we've got about 10 more seconds. We call him Hoover because he comes in and he finishes up all the other cat food. So he just kind of hoovers up whatever is left. All right, let's take a moment to rest. Let that go. Have a sip of water. I'm going to rescue mine from Hoover. All right, so palms down or one palm down. Dribble a basketball. If you're using both hands, maybe it looks more like you're drumming, playing the drums, bongo drums. So the idea here is to move within your comfortable range and challenge that range. So maybe you can lean just a little bit further to the side or a little further forward or back. Maybe you can reach a little bit farther out. Maybe you can take it above you or out, palms facing outward. Okay, so once you kind of understand the template, then you can play with it, be creative, be curious. And that's it. You've got 20 seconds to rest. Okay, so during that rest, you can also stretch if there's anything that needs some attention. Please feel free to stretch into it. All right, now we'll catch some flies. Catching, 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 catching. Again, you can catch with one hand only, alternate hands, or both hands at the same time. Okay. Don't have to squeeze your hand into a fist. Maybe you're kind of raking them in. And it doesn't have to be flies. Just what the exercise has been called, and that's how I learned it. But I like to imagine other things that we might be catching that might be a little bit more pleasant than a fly. So maybe butterflies or bubbles, rose petals. Of course, we love to catch those $100 bills. Good. All right. That is it. That is our first round of catching flies. Take a moment to rest, check in. So, high intensity interval training helps to really condition the heart, cardiovascular system. You might notice your heart rate going up a little bit. So, let's start rowing now. So, we did some rowing at the beginning. That was our warm up. Now you can just dive right in, pick up the pace, go a little bit faster, challenge yourself in new and different ways. It's available to you to lean back. You could lean back a little bit. That will challenge the core a little bit. You can also kind of shift side to side or keep it straight in front of you. Okay. Increasing the intensity some more by maybe going faster for about 8 more seconds. So remember, you don't have to do exactly what I do and go as fast or as slow as I do. All right, let's take a break. So you meet your intensity. For each of us, it's going to be a little bit different. And I may not be going to my highest intensity because I'm also teaching and watching y'all. All right, so remember climbing the rope? We're going to climb the rope now. So working within your comfortable range for your shoulders, for your elbows, and climb just one side, right? Like this. And start to build up heat pretty quickly. Good. You can speed it up. You have the option to leaning back. You have the option to add in the feet if that is an option for you. And we've got 7 more seconds to go. And that's that. All right, take a little break. Shake it out if you want to. Have a sip of water. Our breaks go quick. We've got about 10 more seconds. And then we're going to come back to our crisscross pull. Here we go. Crisscross pull, crisscross pull. So this warms up the muscles of the chest, the front of the shoulders, stability from the core, and then builds up that heat pretty quickly. Can omit the crisscross and reach forward and back. That's going to build up some heat as well. Good. 15 more seconds. Just showing options. One side can do the work. 3 more seconds. Last one. Excellent. All right. I'm going to have a sip of water and check in with yourself. What would you rate your level of perceived exertion at this point? Do you feel overheated? Feel like you can add in just a little bit more energy? All right, here we go. We're going to dribble that basketball or play those drums. You could start with your palms facing down, just work within this comfortable range around you. And then maybe take some risks, leaning a little bit more forward or a little bit more back, or maybe drumming above you or drumming out beside you. Good. So all around, keeping the body in motion. 8 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, check in with your breath, check in with your body. Next up, we are going to catch those flies or catch that money. Got about 5 more seconds. And here we go. All around you. Right. So if I was to do this in slow motion, I'm reaching and pulling in, reaching and pulling in, right? And bringing it all into the center, leaning, reaching down, reaching up, reaching beside you. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. All right. If you want to keep going, you can just take a nice little stroll until it's time to do the next exercise. We've got 5 more seconds. And then get ready to row your boat. Here we go. Rowing our boats merrily down the stream. You can sing. You can sing that tune. Sing it out loud. Nobody can hear you because everybody is muted. So sing away. Although I'm sure you all have lovely singing voices, we can unmute and all sing together. But singing is a great way to increase the intensity of your exercise. So talking, singing, you can say the alphabet, you can count. Anything just to add in some extra respiration, your voice, your breath, that vibration connects you to your core. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right. So quick little break here. And then our next exercise is climbing a rope. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So again, you're working within your comfortable range, working within your comfortable speed and pace. You find yourself wanting to do everything that I do exactly as I do it. Close your eyes. Don't look at me. Check in with yourself. Move the way you move. Good. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. All right, check in, shake it out. If you feel like you need to stretch out your shoulders or your neck, you've got about 10 more seconds. And it's already time to play those drums. Here we go. All around you, all above you, beside you, in front of you. Keeping it going. Good, good, good. Your fingers can be in any kind of position. Maybe they want to be spread wide. Maybe they just kind of want to be relaxed and go along for the ride. That is okay. Can also be a fist if that helps you feel more stable. So just another option. Same movement, different position for the hands and fingers. All right, that's it. Take a moment, take a break, check in. Coming down on the home stretch, we've got about 10 more seconds. Okay, so next up is speed punching. So a little different than our warm up. Fists are right here in front of the heart. It's almost like you're just stirring up your fists right here at the center. So there's not a lot of extension. There's very little extension. Elbows are staying bent. Kind of a circular motion right here. Going faster can increase the intensity. Leaning back can increase the intensity. Shifting your weight forward and back can also increase that intensity. And keeping the elbows high. 3 more seconds. And rest. Good. All right. Notice your breath. And can you take a deep breath? Does it feel kind of short and shallow now? Got 5 more seconds. Let's catch some flies. Here we go. Up and down, all around. below, above. Ten more seconds. Almost there. 5, 3, and that's it. All right, 20 seconds of rest. Five more seconds. And let's row the boat. Here we go. Remember, you don't have to row side to side. You can row right here in front. You can go much faster than me if that is an option for you to increase your intensity. You can also, again, either hinge back and hold it or rock a little forward and back as you row. And more seconds. 2 and 1. Excellent. Little break here. Check in. 10 more seconds. It's always good to just bring yourself back to a still point before we start moving again. All right, we're going to climb the rope. Here it is. Reaching as high as you like. Keeping it right here in front of the heart, below the chin. One side only, or both alternating. I've got 20 more seconds to go. Time flies when you're climbing ropes. Got 3 more seconds. All right, well done. We've got about 20 seconds to rest. Just take a moment, check in. Deep breath in, easy breath out. All right, get ready to go for a run. Here we go. This time we are going to run for a full minute. So instead of 40 seconds with 20 seconds of rest, we're going to go for a full 60 seconds. And again, moving in your way, right? So maybe it's a run, maybe it's a walk, maybe you're skiing, maybe you're doing a little bit of everything. I like to kind of break out of that mold. Maybe you just decide to start catching some flies on your run. Maybe there's a rope there and you decide to start climbing that rope. And then maybe you see a boat and decide to start rowing that boat. So you can do all of it all at once. Put it all together. Catch the flies, play the drums, row the boat, climb the rope, run, 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 play the drums, catch flies. And we are done. Amazing. All right. So just take a moment to breathe. We're not fully done. We're done just with that. About 10 seconds just to breathe. And then moving into a bit of a cool down. So let's start just with one arm and shoulder. Just kind of stir it up and around. And then stir the other way. It's available to you to go to the other side, move to the other side, or repeat on the same side. Good. All right, let's come back to our rotator cuff exercise with the palms facing upward and open and close here a few times. Think of this more as kind of stretching, releasing tension. So same movement, different intention. And then maybe kind of just something for fun. Instead of opening both arms and coming back to center, can you open one and close one? It'll be just like this on one side, or one hand follows the other. Good. Last one each way. Let's bring the elbows in and just lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. I'm really hugging, hugging. So give yourself a good hug. Two more. Squeeze, squeeze. Last one. Good. And then maybe just reach to your highest high. Maybe that's here for you. Maybe that's up here. You decide. And on your exhale, just let all of that go. And then place your hands on top of your legs. And as you inhale, allow your eyes and nose to look upward. And as you exhale, reverse that, looking down. And twice more. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, looking down. One more. Return to center. You can either leave your palms facing down, or if it feels comfortable to turn them upward, allow your palms to face up. Maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Notice your breath. Returning back to a still point before we move into the rest of our day. Moment of gratitude, celebrating what you could do today, celebrating the health of your body, your mind, your spirit, and preparing to leave anything behind that you don't want to carry into the rest of your day with you. And take a nice deep breath in and let something go with a big sigh. Thank you all so much for joining me today. So fun to be back with all of you. I look forward to seeing you again next week. I hope you have a great one. Goodbye for now.